Hi, everybody. Hello, and welcome. Bingo, bango, bongo. Podcast is back. Taylor Neely Show is here. It's back. It's in action. It's moving. It's cruising. What are we doing? What do we say on this show? Cruising for bruising. And that's where I am. I've got my coffee right here. I've got my Liquid Death. Not a sponsor. I couldn't afford it. But here we are. It is Monday, January 29th. January's almost over. The month of January is almost over. A whole 1/12 of 2024 is in the bag. The bag is full of 1/12 of what January 2024 is. And so far, it's been good. For the most part, I'd say it's been good. You know, I've had, I've been feeling certain emotions, and I've been filling up on those, and I've really been focusing on those, and it's been distracting. And I think today, maybe we got over that hump. I hope we got over that hump. I was listening to a different podcast. I know, cheating on my own podcast, but I was listening to a different podcast, and just something I needed to hear about, like certain emotions aren't forever. They will not be forever, and they will end. But sometimes they feel like they'll be forever. And I've been really sitting in a place of feeling like my emotions are going to last a long, long time, and they won't ever end. And my tummy has been hurting from them. I've had anxiety from them, and I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over how those emotions are making me feel, and I'm ready to move on from them. And I'm not ready to move on from the situation that's been causing them, but I'm ready to be done with these emotions I've been feeling in my guts. I think I've experienced them enough. I know what they feel like, and at this time, it's like, I get it. I get that feeling. I get what it is. I'm ready to get back to some serenity and peace in my life. I'm ready to get back to some joy and being in the present moment, and not hoping a certain something might happen. I'm done doing that. I'm ready to move into a different space. And that space might be, should I start an OnlyFans? I've been wondering if I should. There's some comedians in Atlanta have started in OnlyFans. The cord from the camera just fell down, and that would be tragic if it were to stop going, but it doesn't. It looks like it's still plugged in. We had a little snafu before on Sober Boys with me and Drew Quillian. We had a snafu where the power adapter, the power thing, the thing that gives the battery juice to the camera was not plugged in all the way, and the camera ran out of battery. We lost a lot of footage, but that's okay. We kept the audio, and that's the most important thing of this. It's an audio platform with a visual element. So I've got my coffee right here with me. I've got my Liquid Death. I'm glad I've got my coffee, because I kind of depend on coffee to help me live a life full of joie de vivre and emphasis and energy and excitement for what is next. And what is next for me? I don't know. I had a tryout at the Laughing Skull last night, and it was about a 7.5 out of 10. So let's see, I guess 75%. It was like a 75, 80%. It was good. It was good, but not my best. But hey, I can't change it. I learned from it. There's some stuff I need to work on, and that's okay. That's okay that there's stuff I need to work on. There's always stuff I need to work on, stuff I need to get better with this situation. It's a girl situation in my life. I've realized there's some stuff I need to work on, how I handle my emotions. I handle them immaturely. I have addict and alcoholic tendencies when it comes to emotions around that. And I just haven't felt emotions like that around a girl in a while. And so it's a lot for me. And I feel like a child, and I feel scared and powerless, and I'm fearful that I'm not going to get what I want, because ultimately I'm not getting exactly what I want. And that's a very selfish place to live. It's very selfish to live in not getting what I want and fighting for what I want. And it's like, well, what can I do to be helpful? What am I bringing to the situation? How am I trying to force something? Am I trying to, are my actions selfish and self-serving? How can I be what the situation is? It's a casual thing. How can I just bring my best version of myself to that? Casual Taylor, how can I bring casual Taylor to that and be okay with that? Because ultimately I like the person. I like them a lot, and I would like to still see them. And it's just a matter of, there are certain things I need to accept and be okay with. And it's hard to, I don't even know. I just, I wasn't feeling completely desired. And I think that's what we all want deep down, right? We all want to be desired. We all want to be loved. We all want to feel like we belong where we are, where we are spending our time, where we are with our friends. We don't want to feel apart from. We don't want to feel separate from. That's not a fun place to be. That's a place I've lived in many times in my life, where even with my friends, even with if like a bunch of people are talking in a circle and I'm there and I'm like, I'm not the center of attention, or maybe I haven't talked in a while and I'm kind of just like standing there and everyone's laughing but me. I don't feel a part of the silly fun time, the joke around. Like I haven't gotten in a good quip in a while, and usually I'm like, well, I should probably leave and go home now. And it's never the case that no one, I don't think, I felt like it before. I think one of my big giant fears in my life is people not wanting me around. I think a lot of people, and I'll be honest, there are people I've interacted with in my life that I'm like, I don't really want this person around because they annoy me. And you cannot argue the fact that some people will annoy you. It's just the facts of life. Don't get it twisted. People will annoy you. You won't gel with everyone. Your auras won't match. Your spiritual journeys won't line up. What is it? Your trajectories in life are not going to meet up at that very moment. They're going to be off. They're going to be off kilter, and they're not going to be parallel. They're going to be predicament. They're going to be, what's the other one? Parabola, perpendicular. Your spiritual journey, your aura, your vibe, your general dispositions will hit right at a perpendicular spot. And you're not on the same spiritual journey, you're not on the same path, so it will be hard for you to kind of relate to some things. And I do wonder, maybe at some point in my life, later in my life, if we met at a different crossroads between two, there was a split in between two woods, and you have to pick one road, the one less traveled by. You have to pick that one because I don't know. Or pick the one everyone went down and you'll be with your friends. There's that famous poem. There was a fork in two woods, and I picked the one less traveled by. A fork in two woods. A road less traveled. Let's see if that gets it. A fork. Yeah, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So, I don't know if you got anything out of that, but what the takeaway is, two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And I read that because it's kind of what I was saying before. When you are, everyone's going down it's probably scary to go down a path that isn't as common as another path. You take I don't know, what am I doing? I'm an alcoholic and I'm a drug addict and I'm sober. And that's a path a lot of drug addicts and alcoholics, or people that fuck around with drugs and alcohol don't necessarily take, but it was necessary for me to do. And the rewards of which are yet to be known and presented to me, but they are showing their burrowed little faces to me as we speak in ways I can't even detect, in ways I can't even come around to sometimes. I have been in some emotional turmoil this month, and it's been good. It's also been good. I've gotten a lot out of. It's been fun. I don't know. Seeing someone new is, it comes with a lot of emotions. And it's hard to tell if another person likes you as much as you like them, and you can never quite. I don't think who knows. I wonder if you can ever love each other. Say you're in a relationship, a loving relationship. I wonder if there always is someone that loves the other more than the other. That might be true. I think the levels of love that one person puts out might be different than the levels of love someone else puts out. But that's what I'm trying to do. I read a good quote last night about, it was like, I'm scared of being loved because I'm worried I will pour into. Let me read it for you because it's my new favorite account on Instagram. I really like it. It really makes me happy. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel way better just about life, and it gives me comfort. More core on Instagram. The Human Experience. Thank you for being here. Songs from posts. So here it is. I will keep it quiet. Here it is. Here we go. What was this? Here it is. I am afraid that if I open myself, I will not stop pouring. Why do I fear becoming a river? What mountain gave me such shame? And that's, I don't know, I relate to that. I'm afraid that if I open myself, I will not stop pouring. And I am scared that, I think, how can I relate it to my current experience in life? My current experience, where I am at, how am I experiencing life, how am I experiencing God, how I'm experiencing friendship. What I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to just be present in my life. I'm trying to be joyful. I'm trying to be kind. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be there. But it is, it's easy honestly, it was a little easier when this girl didn't come into my life, but I don't regret that she did. I am enjoying it a lot. I like her a lot, but it has distracted me, and that's okay. Why am I distracted? I don't know. I don't know why I'm distracted. I don't know why this person is making me feel a way that other girls have not. Because I've been with other girls recently. And it's just like, I can't quite put my finger on it. I think it's just that it just is. It just is, and I have to accept that, I don't know. It's hard to put words to, but I am truly the most distracted I've been in a long time, and it's a little exhausting. And today I feel a little less distracted. Maybe I'm getting used to it. Maybe I'm coming around to, maybe I'm finally feeling a little sane again. Maybe I just needed to feel insane for all the month of January, and that's okay. I'm allowed to feel these feelings, but feelings are not facts. Of the situation may not be as dire as I'm making it out to be, because the feelings I'm feeling are making me feel like it's a dire situation. Like if I don't get what I want right now, like say I don't hang out with this person tonight, if they don't hang out with me, it's done, it's over. And I think I have a subconscious fear that it's over. This person doesn't really like me. They're just, I don't even know, but I did get some reassurance the other day that they do like me, and that's what I want. Ultimately, I just want to be liked. I want to be desired. I want to be shown love, and maybe not like someone. I don't want this person to be in love with me, but I want to be shown. I want someone to be loving and caring and be a friend and someone I can be silly with. I want all of these things. I'm a sensitive boy. I'm a sensitive boy, and I'm probably sharing too much on this podcast, and who cares, though? Only 4 people listen to it. And that's all right. And that's okay. If it's Nick Gandy still, my boy Nick Gandy, I do appreciate you listening every single time. The listen goes further than you will ever be able to know. Because what do I want deep down? Then I can get into selfish things of what I want. I want to be liked. I want to be adored by bunches. I want to get on stage, and I want thousands of people to come to my shows. And, maybe that's unreasonable. And I feel like I've been very unreasonable with myself lately. How I've been talking to myself, how I've been treating myself, how I've been making myself feel. If I made other people feel that way, I would beat the heck out of me. I would beat my own ass if I made other people feel the way I make myself feel sometimes. And that's something I've learned in AA. I've learned in AA that the way I talk to myself, if I talk to anybody else like that, I would get an ass whooping, and my ass would be whooped. So, but that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at lately, and I'm feeling better about it today. I golfed. I had jury duty this morning and I had to be there at 8 a.m. Hey, why does jury duty have to be so early and so long? I didn't get selected. I had to be there for 2.5 hours, and then they let me come home, and I came home and I took a little nap, and but they selected there were like, I don't know, 200 people there, maybe 100, maybe 150. But there were a lot of us there. And they selected 40 people, and then about an hour later, they let us go. And I wonder if those people are still there, because it's 3:36 p.m. right now, and the people I wonder what the case is. I wonder if it's important. But they did say I could. Originally, they said I would have to come back at 1 p.m. But then the guy went away, and then he came back and said, "Just kidding, guys. If I call your name, you can go home." He called my name, and I cheered. I stomped my feet. I shook my hands up at the sky and said, "Thank you, Jesus Christ in heaven, for freeing me from the bondage of jury duty." I did my duty. I did my service duty. You know, I'm kind of an American hero today. And I'm going to sit in this today. I'm going to feel like a hero today. And I won't be a hero tomorrow. I certainly won't be an American hero tomorrow. I might be like a hero in my own life by not drinking or doing drugs one day at a time. Maybe I'll be that. Maybe that's what I'll be tomorrow, just for me, a little hero for me. But I owe it to myself. I owe myself an amends, the biggest amends of all, because I've done drugs and alcohol in a way that is bad. And you know, I'm trying to think if this girl situation has made me want to drink. It has not. For a second, maybe I've been like, God, I would get some relief. Honestly, I thought about meth. I don't know. That's just because I did meth the last time, but I really do know I do not want to drink or do drugs. I don't want to drink alcohol. I don't want to do drugs. I don't want to do drugs alcoholically. But that is the other thing about this lady, if I am honest with myself. I don't know if any of you relate to this, but I do get a girl I will treat it alcoholically. I will obsess over it. And it is kind of like a drug. Sex and love and all that is kind of like an additional drug. Oxytocin, dopamine, it dumps in my brain. And you know, I wonder, why can't scientists like put dopamine in a pill? Because that's just a chemical we make in our brain. What does dopamine look like on a chemical structure? Is it a chemical? I would like to know this. Dopamine, blood pressure support. It can treat, it's a drug. It can treat symptoms of shock by improving blood flow. What is it? Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter made in your brain. It plays a role as a reward center and in many body functions, including memory, movement, motivation, mood, attention, and more. High or low dopamine levels are associated with diseases including Parkinson's disease, restless leg syndrome, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I get dopamine dumps all the time. I get big fat dopamine dumps in my head all the time. And I don't know. I was excited I did the skull tryout. It went okay, like I said. And I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm lazy. I think I'm lazy when it comes to writing. I could write more. But I have so much on my plate. My plate is so full. And I'm so full sometimes, you know. I put so much on my plate and I do eat it all. I get a clean plate award every single time. I'm not a pussy. I get a clean plate award every time. Look at me. Look at me in the eyes right now. And I want you to understand something. I want you to understand that I have a clean plate every single time. I don't back down from a plate bigger than my stomach can handle. As big as my eyes are, the stomach in my eyes is not as big as my stomach is, but I will fill it up, stretch my stomach. It's just another muscle. Your stomach's just another muscle. It's why I've been doing sit-ups lately to make my stomach bigger. You know, that sounds counterintuitive. Sounds like your stomach's going to get smaller, but really if you do a bunch of sit-ups, a bunch of ab workouts, it strengthens the muscles in your stomach so it can stretch bigger. That's the joys of going to the gym. I have been going to the gym lately, getting swole, getting huge. I hurt my back a little bit yesterday, and that's okay. And that's okay. Sometimes you hurt your back at the gym. Sometimes you lift a little bit wrong. Your back pops a little bit. You fall down on the floor screaming, and no one comes to your aid because it's Planet Fitness, and everyone is selfish at Planet Fitness. Nobody cares about anyone at Planet Fitness. Everyone's there for their own benefit. Everyone's in self, trying to get jacked, big giant muscles. Hey, maybe put down the big giant muscles and look at your fellow man for a change. What's he going for? Did he just tweak his back, fell on the ground? He's screaming out in pain, screaming, screeching, yelling, crawling out for his mom because he's afraid he might die. It's like, Taylor, you just hurt your back a little bit. It's going to be okay. And it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way sometimes. Sometimes, what is going on right now? With me, with you, with anyone. If it's a bad thing, it's feeling like it's going to go on forever until the end of time. Because those feelings, they sit in your head. They sit in my head. I can only speak for me. I can only speak for me on this. But these emotions and these feelings, they sit in my guts. They sit in my guts. They sit in my head, and they fester, and they feel so real. They feel so real in there, but that's not reality. What I'm feeling, my emotions are not reality. Are not the reality of the situation. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm making it up in my head. And why is it as bad as I'm making it up in my head? Because I'm not getting exactly what I want. Because I'm a selfish, self-centered individual. And I'm trying to push my will onto a situation. And, sorry for that line right there, guys. If you're watching this, there's it's daytime outside, but I got the green screen, and whatever's going on behind me, it's probably beautiful. It's probably shocking the nation. But what do I need to do? I need to focus up. I need to get back focused up. I've been girl crazy. I've been distracted by girls. I need to get, what is my purpose in life right now? My purpose in life right now is to move through it with grace, be of service to the world around me. Be kind, be joyful, be grateful for the things that are going on in my life that I can just be outright grateful for, because I can be grateful for a lot and I can forget the things I need to be grateful for. But I need to get back to being focused on what I'm doing, which is I want to be a stand-up comedian, which I am doing that. I am working towards that. I am doing the things I need to do. I podcast. That is something creative. The thing with this girl is it has distracted me from my pursuits and my passions. That's why golfing today, I feel like I got a little bit of a reset maybe. I feel like I got a little bit of I don't know. I was on the golf course. I was thinking, Taylor, you need to be motivated. Do some things. Get up early. I've been sleeping in. I've been lazy. And that's okay. You're allowed to be lazy. Just because I've been lazy 1 week out of the year. I could have gone to work today. I'm going to be honest. I could have gone to work today. And I didn't. I thought jury duty was going to last all day. Really, secretly, no, I didn't. That's a lie. Really, secretly, no, I didn't. That's a lie. I'm lying to myself. I'm lying to myself about I don't know. I thought I might go. I thought jury duty might not take that long. But then I was like, because I told my client I do have jury duty, I can get out of work today. Because ultimately, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do handyman stuff. I want to see the girl I like. I want to do a podcast. I want to do comedy. And these are the things I want to do. I wish these were my jobs. But that's not the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter are this. I'm a handyman. I make decent money doing that. It's how I supplement my income. And that is what I must do. You got to make money. You got to make money. I've got a big May coming up, a bachelor party, golf trip, March, golf trip, end of February, Austin for a whole week. I'm going. So, I need to go to work. I need to make money, but I'll be fine. My savings account is back to a level where I can be like, okay, I have a bit of a buffer. And that's what I need sometimes, I need a safety net. I need a safety net and feel like I am protected against being completely broke and all my money is gone. I get evicted. My truck gets repossessed. I have to move back to Ohio. I can't pursue my dreams. I have all these fears. I'm riddled with fear. I'm riddled with self-centered fear. That's why I need to go to a meeting at 8 o'clock, even though I don't want to really. I need to go. I need to go because I'm still doing 90 and 90. And I missed last night because I had to go to a baby shower. I thought it was at 8. Turns out it was at 3. I still made it to the end of the baby shower, but still I was embarrassed that... I was embarrassed that I got the timing wrong. But that happens. The 3 on the invite looked like an 8. And as I get older, I think my eyes are starting to deceive me. I think they're failing. I think they're quitting. I think they've had enough of what I ask of them, and I think they're quite done. I think they're quite done with working for me. I need to start working for them. Maybe I need to do eye exercises. Maybe I need to do push-ups or sit-ups or pull-ups or whatever the equivalent is for my eyes. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's what I need to do, but I don't know what I need to do at the end of the day. Honestly, I feel like this is a big thing in AA, but I feel like sometimes I feel like everyone got the instructions for life except for me. Do I stink? No, I smell all right. No, I smell all right, and that is a fear of mine. Sometimes I might stink, and I'm worried my current deodorant is a stinky one. You know, like I accidentally got a stinky deodorant. I hate when that happens, when you try to get a product that's supposed to make you smell better, but it just makes you smell worse. The scent is armpit. The scent is body odored armpit. A body odored riddled armpit, that's what the scent is. And, you know, that's on me. I thought maybe it was a joke. I thought maybe it was a gag and it would smell like cedar plank salmon or something, like whiskey salmon or like tuna, albacore tuna. Maybe any of those I thought it would be, but it wasn't a prank. It smells like body odor. No, it's like a whiskey something deodorant, but I feel like it almost smells like it mixes with my body odor and then it smells a little bit like body odor. But I need to finish using it. I need to finish it out. I bought it. It's good. Dr. Squatch, I do like it. I do think Dr. Squatch makes good deodorant. Deodorant's crazy. How did we come to decide that, you know, how do we, like, do we only stink more because we wear deodorant and these products that make us smell better? But in so doing so, we set ourselves up to stink when we don't have access to these products. You know, the end of the world, the apocalypse is going to be stinky. The apocalypse is going to smell bad because deodorant is not the first thing people run out and go get. Deodorant is the first thing. Deodorant, showering, that all goes out the window first. Sure, we still might figure out ways to bathe. Maybe bathe in the blood of our enemies or something like that. But, you know, if everything shuts off, I think the power grid goes down. Electricity's gone. Unless, you know, I don't know. How does that work in the apocalypse? Is there a way to get electricity still to places? Because electricity's been around for how long? Electricity's been around for a while. And I don't know how long. I don't have a producer here to pull things up for me. And that's okay. I don't need that. I don't need that right now. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle the power and the pressure. You know, is that something I feel? Is that something I feel that I will never truly be able to handle, like, success on a level where, I don't know, people depend on me if I ever do reach a place in my life where I'm doing comedy shows, opening up at clubs, headlining, et cetera, there is a part of me that feels like I will never be able to get there, that I am a phony and that I am just doing this, these pursuits fruitlessly. I am in pursuit of something that I will never achieve. And that is just a fear. Maybe that's just a fear. Maybe that's a self-centered fear. You know, I think everyone's allowed to be successful. Everyone's allowed to find success in their life. Pause, please. I'm going to get more coffee. More coffee achieved. More coffee achieved from my giant French press. I have a giant French press. I got it because I drink a lot of caffeine. I probably drink thousands and thousands of milligrams of caffeine every day. You know, maybe one day it might be my downfall, but I don't feel like it affects me negatively. I have yet to feel that way. And when the day comes where it does affect me negatively, then I'll know. Maybe I get sleepy sometimes because of it. I don't know. And I think maybe I've touched on this before. And maybe I touch on it and I just can't stop touching on it. I'm a touchy guy. You know, if I like you and you like me and we're kissing and stuff, I'm going to touch you. We're going to touch. And I just like touch. Physical touch, that's one of my love languages. But one of my love languages is also money. You know, you give me a bunch of money, I'll be very appreciative. I think everyone's love language is a little bit money, material things, gifts, feeling loved, feeling included. You know, this episode has not been very funny, and I'm sorry for that. But sometimes I'm not feeling very funny. Sometimes I'm not feeling very funny. I've been very much in my emotions lately, all because of a girl, and I need to not be as distracted because it is. I feel like it's stunting my personal growth. In my personal growth, I'm trying to get big and gigantic. I'm trying to become a big, gigantic man. I'm trying to be bigger than the rest, but on a spiritual level. And honestly, it's not a competition, so maybe that's my first mistake is saying I want to be spiritually bigger than everyone else. And, you know, I've only been doing this podcast for, what are we at now, 20-some? We're at like 23. It's like episode 23. There's still so much time and so much room to grow. I'm 28 years old. 28's really like the new 25. 28 is like the new 25. And what am I going to do today? I'm going to go to an open mic at 5 o'clock and talk my shit. And then probably go to a meeting at 8 o'clock for the 9 o'clock. And then go to Star Bar tonight and watch the comedy show there. I'm going to go do it, go support. So Brian King is moving to New York City on Wednesday, so just go support Brian King. That's a big move. That's crazy. I'm happy for him. We're not close friends or anything. I would say we're buddies. We're good with each other. We're cool. But I do wish Brian King all the best. He is funny. I think he's one of the funniest people in Atlanta. There's a lot of people up there, but recently I've seen him do a lot of stand-up comedy, and he's very funny. I watch him. I watch Shauna Godkindi. I watch Mandel. I watch Gabby Watts. I watch all these people that are the stars of Atlanta. Khaled El Chufe, who was on the podcast. I watch them do stand-up, and I'm like, they make me want to do better, get better. Casey Rocket out of Austin, Texas. That's a completely different thing. He does it different than everybody else, but he is someone I watched. I'm like, this makes me want to get better. And that's good. You got to surround yourself around, I think you got to surround yourself with people. You got to bring yourself around people that make you want to do better in the field you're doing. You don't want to be the best in the room all the time, because that just probably makes your ego gigantic, and that stunts your growth from you growing more. And that's what I really like about doing a creative pursuit is it seems like the ceiling is very, very, very high. It's like in space. It's like you can never reach the ceiling of how much you can develop your creativity, how much you can hone in on a craft, how much you can make a craft really yours, unique. And I think I am trying to develop a unique sense of comedy, a unique sense of humor, a unique, but I don't want to, I think I do suffer from that terminal uniqueness that they talk about in AA, where I think like my point of view is so special. It's so different. My brain is different. It's not. My brain is a human brain. It's not mixed with any other kind of brain. There's no other kind of brain my brain is mixed with. I've got a regular human brain. That's what mine is. And, sometimes it doesn't work quite like I want it to. Sometimes it feels slow. And then I'm pissed. And when I'm pissed, nobody knows it because I usually get over it pretty quick. I've been mad here and there this month because I've been frustrated. I haven't been mad at a specific person, but I've been frustrated because I'm not getting what I want. And that's not a good place for me to be. Living in frustration is not a good place to be, because when I live in frustration, and I'm distracted, I'm blocking myself off from the sunlight of the Spirit, which is God. My higher power I choose to call God. Not a Christian God, not Jesus Christ, not Buddha, not Allah, not Muhammad, not the Jewish God. None of those, which I think they also just call God. My God is not any of these gods. My God is an amalgamation of, I don't know. It's a feeling. It's a sensation. It's a thing I can feel safe in. It's a thing I can feel protected by. That's what God is to me. God is so many different things these days to me. God is, something I've been shutting myself off to lately. Not completely, but a little bit. I've been shutting myself off to God a little bit. And I feel good today. Why do I feel good today? Because I golfed. I didn't have work today. Work, if this were my job, that'd be nuts. If podcasting is your job, that's crazy. It's like you hacked the system. Because deep down, because it's not a lot of work. What is it? An hour of podcasting followed by, a little bit of editing, maybe 2 hours total on one podcast, depending on how many clips I put out in a week. It's not that much work. So for this to be a job but comedy does feel like another job because I go to it after work. So I'm really busy from like 10 a.m. to midnight sometimes doing comedy and work. It is a grind. It is a hustle. And is it good for me? I don't know. It might be bad for me, but so what if it's bad for me? So, no, I was thinking about something else. That's the thing is I have been distracted lately. And while I'm doing one thing, I'm thinking about another thing. And that's not good. That's not good for productivity. That's not good for achieving the things I want to achieve. I don't like being distracted. Being distracted is annoying. It's like I'm at a pet store and I'm holding a puppy, but I'm thinking about like, but what about I can't even think of it, What about this other thing? Being distracted is not good for me. I can't live in distraction. Living in distraction is quite literally torture at some points. Living in distraction is not healthy. It doesn't feel healthy. I feel like I've had this energy around me, like I've had a shroud of just a cloud over me. I felt like I have also had a cloud over me, and I don't want to live in the clouds. I want to live in the sunlight of the Spirit. And what is the Spirit? I don't know. That's what's cool about the Spirit. The Spirit of what? Who knows? The general Spirit, the general Spirit that is out there, that is guiding me, that is moving me towards what I am to be of ultimate helpfulness, to be ultimately kind. And that's what I like about where I'm at least right now, is I'm not going to do any of these things I say perfect on a daily basis, but I'm chipping away at them bit by bit to just be a better guy. And I think I am a decent guy today, but I still have my wants and my desires, and those desires lately have caused me to, be distracted, and that kind of, as I've said, shuts me off. But hey, the state of the world, things could be a lot worse. Things are good in my life. And I ought to be grateful. And I am grateful for, I haven't called my parents in a while. That is how I can tell I'm distracted, because I haven't talked to them in a minute, and I need to talk to them. And it's just where I'm at right now. And I'm trying to manage. I think I am inching my way back to regularity. I think I am, because I think maybe it's codependence. Maybe that's what I am. It is. It must be. It must be a little bit of codependence, and I've never even confronted that I may be codependent. I may be. I may not be. I don't know. That is something about me I haven't really explored. I've never really had to explore. I've only felt these emotions around a girl one other time, and that was dreadful. I made myself miserable. And I ought not to do that to myself. I ought not to make myself miserable. It's not productive. It doesn't get anything done. So, where do we go from here? Where do we go next? I don't have a beard anymore. I have a mustache. I think the mustache is ultimately my look. I think I'm going to let my hair grow out a little bit, to into something. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, January 29th. I got to go back to work tomorrow. I'm going to work 4 days this week, and that'll be good. I will get the things done I need to get done, but I've been lazy lately, and lazy in not comedy lately. I've been going to a lot of open mics. I've been doing that a lot. I've been doing comedy, but I haven't been writing, and I need to sit down and write more, as I said. I don't know if you gathered this by now, guys, but I do repeat myself quite a bit. I'm going to go pee. I'm back. I took a pee. I'm here. Don't worry. I'm back. Don't worry. Don't cry. Don't weep. Stop sobbing. Stop sobbing. You're scaring everyone else. Stop sobbing. It's okay. Mucus dripping down your face. That's fine. We'll get you a tissue. It'll be okay. I'm back. I'm back, audience. Neely Nation. Whatever you want to call yourself. My 5 beautiful listeners. So what is this podcast? It really is just me trying to get to know myself, I guess. I guess that's all it is. It's me just practicing talking for an hour. It's me just word vomiting for an hour, not really getting a point across. But maybe that's good. Maybe I need to. Once I get to episode 100, I'll be really good at this. I'll be really good at this once I get to episode 100. But until then, if you're listening, listening from the very beginning, you're just watching a man try to work through his own emotions and say nonsense. And not a lot of nonsense has been said this episode. And really, that's really what I set out to do with this podcast, is just say nonsense and silliness, because that's what I want to spread throughout the world. Is a sense of silliness is where we should approach the rest of our life from. A sense of silliness is how we should, I think everyone should have a little bit more silliness in their life. And there's enthusiasm. There's approaching your life with kindness and enthusiasm, like I've said, emphasis, having energy. But I think a sense of silliness and being goofy is ultimately the most important thing for me. At least that's what I love. And I think what I need to do is write more silly jokes, like maybe a fish. He's walking down the road and he has legs. How else would he be walking? And I think I get self-conscious about like what I'm really trying to say. Maybe I need to, I like being silly, but silliness sometimes bridges the gap into weird, and not everyone gets weird. I certainly do. I get it being weird and doing weird stuff and doing weird jokes, and a lot of jokes about birds and jokes about getting stuck in cement, and now your life is your cement. You're stuck in that cement and people got to feed you. Oh, getting stuck in cement would suck, because I think if it hardens, you just get it probably just crushes you. But you're probably dead before it even hardens if you're really stuck in cement. If you drown in cement, God, that is not a way I would like to go. I famously say I would like to go. My bucket list way to die would be atomic bomb takes me out. Just vaporized immediately. You're done immediately. And then what happens? Like when you die, it's just gone. It's all gone. Where does it's crazy that our bodies are this vessel of bones and flesh and blood and mitochondria and atoms and cells. And it's all this thing. It's this thing, but then It's all this body. This body is here, but then there's up here, there's consciousness. And what is that? I mean, it's been talked about to no end, but what's going on here? What is going on here? Why do I have, but then, so consciousness, it could just be simple. It could be straightforward. It could be like, consciousness could be just, you could be goal oriented, like wake up, go to work, get your tasks done, come back home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up, go to work. It could just be on repeat, but no, we have free will as far as we know, or maybe that's just how we've been programmed. Because maybe it's all a simulation. Maybe it's all a simulation and we're just living out this thing that aliens are ultimately in control of. Maybe that's what's going on. You know, and that's fine too. I'm okay with that because it doesn't change my current experience. It doesn't change how I view the world, I don't think, because I'm not going to, if I knew this was all a simulation, I don't think I would start doing reckless bad things. I don't think I would drink again because then my experience of this simulation would still be bad. You know, I still feel these fit. So if it were a simulation, I feel like I could change direction a lot quicker. I could be more reckless with my life and not feel the emotions I feel, but that's not the case. Is I feel deeply in my bones, and this experience of the world around me is, I feel all of it. And that's beautiful. This is too beautiful. Sure, if it's a simulation, it's a really beautiful one. And there's a lot of beauty in the world. There's also a lot of bad stuff that happens in the world, but you know, I don't see that firsthand. So there's a lot of beauty. I mean, I am like, I do wonder if the human condition, if that has deepened, you know, the human experience, the human condition. I wonder if our capacity to feel is deeper than it was even 100 years ago. Like anxiety, depression, is that because people don't have purpose, or that's just because we're feeling that so much more? We're feeling that at a level that is, has evolved. We've evolved to feel our emotions more. And I don't know, but then, hey, maybe we were created in God's image. Maybe God is in charge of all of this. And maybe it's God's simulation. And maybe God is the aliens. But maybe God is maybe God is a man in the sky. Maybe God is a four-dimensional being that we can't even see, but when you die, you get to meet God. Or maybe nothing happens at all when you die. And the only way to find out is to actually die. And that's not something I want to do today. I do not want to die today. Dying today means my family and friends are all sad. My family and friends are all sad, and you know, I don't want to, that is something that does break my heart to think about, because I will be honest with you, I've been in a place when I've been in a very bad place with drugs. I've been like, my last couple times out, I have had the thought of like, I need to get sober because I can't live this way. If I don't get sober, I'm going to put a gun in my mouth and blow my brains out. And I think I have said that before. And suicide is an option. It's not something I want to do when I'm sober. I am joyful. I have a jolly, fun disposition. It's just how I am. You know, it's how I am. It's how I operate in the world. And, you know, I get in my own way a lot. I get in my own way, my own emotions kind of send me in a tailspin sometimes. And sometimes I don't put a lot of pressure on myself, but then other times I do. And last night was an example of putting a little bit of pressure on myself, but not too much. Because when I put a lot of pressure on myself, I'm nervous. I am a little more nervous when I'm putting pressure on myself, and I wasn't that nervous last night, but the set I opened my tryout at the Skull, I opened very strong, but then I lost them somewhere. And I think I know where I went wrong. I think I need to write more regular jokes that people would get, or do I need to just, so they get it? Do I need to be more clear in the delivery of my jokes? I don't know. It's hard to, I mean, refining jokes, doing jokes is, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, you know, and I have a lot of things in my life that are a lot of work. I mean, just work, being a handyman, that's not any walk in the park. Being a handyman is not any walk in the park, but sometimes I feel like I am just, I'm I am, I am faking being a handyman. I am doing a bad job. And, I don't want to be doing a bad job, but sometimes I am lazy. I think deep down, sometimes I am lazy, and I put a lot of effort into this comedy thing, this podcasting thing, and then I just try to get through the day of being a handyman. And I think, and then that brings me back to how you do one thing is how you do everything. And it's hard being honest with myself about like, hey, maybe I'm not working hard enough. I feel like I work hard, but maybe I'm not working hard enough. I don't know. I can live in both places at the same time. Multiple things can be true at once. And, right, maybe also I need to go easier on myself. I don't know. This episode's been truly not funny whatsoever. It hasn't been a lick of funny. I'm sorry for that. I'll do better next time. It hasn't been very silly, but I haven't felt very silly necessarily lately in my life, and that will come back. I could honestly, if I wanted to save myself some pain, I could cut things off with this girl and just really focus on what I need to focus on. But I like having a connection with another human being. I like, it feels good. It feels so good when you're with someone you like and you're making out and you're doing the things you do with someone you like and you're hanging out. Those feel so good to me. Those feel so good. I feel it on a deep level. I feel those feelings. But then when I'm away from them, I feel, I second guess it. I'm like, oh, is this going anywhere? Am I ever going to see this person again? And I will, but if I'm being honest, I feel like I put in a bit more than I've gotten back, and that's just where I'm at, And that's okay. This is all okay. Everything's okay that I'm going through. I'm just a 28-year-old boy trying to be a man in a world that scares me. I am trying to be a man in a world that scares me because that's the case. That's the case for me today. Left to my own devices, I live in a world that scares me, and that's why I need God in my life. That's why I need friends. That's why I need guidance. I need guidance on a daily basis of what to do because I don't know what the fuck to do on my own. I don't know what to do. I will sit and question and just get overwhelmed with what the heck am I even supposed to do with my time right now? And I do a good job of, doing things. I'm doing things a lot. I'm pretty busy, but I don't know. Then when I have a free moment, I'm not good at just watching TV. I'm not good at just watching TV. I can't do that. I'm not good at just like spending an entire day watching movies. A week ago, I was sick all Monday and I watched the whole season of True Detective, the whole first season. And I spent the whole day doing that, but I was sick and I felt guilt and shame around like I didn't accomplish anything today. I literally did not accomplish a single thing today. And some days that's okay. You need that. But also I don't know. I have this irrational fear that if I'm not constantly working towards a goal, I will never achieve what I want to achieve. And my goals are selfish. What I want for me is selfish. But I guess that's the case for everything, right? That's the case for everything. I don't know, honestly. If I'm digging deep down, I don't even, I just, how do I ease those feelings today though? How do I ease them is a reliance upon God and just asking God to help me be okay with whatever the outcome of a situation is. Relieve me of the bondage of self because the bondage of me is strong sometimes. Sometimes I'm really in my desires, my selfish desires. And I've been there recently. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not hurting anyone. No one's hurt except for me, maybe a little bit, but I'm not hurting another person, but I just feel disconnected from, that serene being that it's possible to be through a spiritual way of life. And that's what I'm trying to live. I'm trying to align myself with the spiritual way of life because that's truly what is saving my life is a spiritual one. And, guys, it's not religious. I'm not saying this to, it's a God of my understanding. However you live your life, whatever your God is, whatever your higher power is, maybe it's TikTok. Maybe that's your higher power and that's fine. That's completely okay. It's okay to make TikTok your higher power if that brings you joy, but it doesn't matter what yours is to me. Cause my higher power is personal. It's very much in me. It's within other people. I see it in the world around me, but it's also in me. And that's what's beautiful about it, is it doesn't need to be defined. Sure, it needs to be characterized a little bit. It needs to be identified as something bigger than myself, but it's never defined. It's never defined. It's never it's never one thing. It's many, 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 many things at once. That's what God is to me. Many thousands of different things at once. It's like a bunch of snakes. It's like a bunch of snakes inside of me, outside of me, a bunch of snakes on the floor. There's snakes everywhere, and that's God to me today, is a bunch of snakes. A bunch of snakes in my head, a bunch of snakes around me, a bunch of snakes just slithering around, guiding me, telling me what to do next. And sometimes I get off that track. But this train, what's cool about this train is it gets off the track, it gets back on the track. It gets off the track, it gets derailed, but it doesn't wreck. The train of life, it gets derailed. It goes in a direction you aren't expecting, but it does not wreck. It never wrecks. It's never wrecked. Maybe when you're dead, it does get wrecked, but other than that, the train can always get back on the tracks, I think. I think the train is always capable of getting retracked, and that's why I have people in my life. I have God in my life. I have a spiritual way of life. I have a program. I have people in AA I can lean on to get me back on the tracks. We're all kind of the conductors of Taylor's life. Does not have one conductor. Taylor's life is just in me. Taylor, I am in charge of but a little. I am in charge of, what am I in charge of? All I have control over is, I guess, relinquishing control. I guess surrendering. That's all I have power over today, is choosing to surrender. Minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour, day by day. That's all I can do, is surrender again and again and again and again. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't surrender to what's going on, and I want it to be a different way. I want it to be a different way, and that's okay. I'm not doing anything wrong by doing that. You're not doing anything wrong by not surrendering to what's going on. It's natural. It's natural to be scared and afraid and question, oh God, why is this way? I want it to be this other way. That's a natural place to be. That is a natural human thing to be. For me, when I came back from a relapse once, of the 10,000 I've had, my sponsor said what he was doing, staying sober, that's unnatural. For an alcoholic and a drug addict to stay sober, that is the unnatural thing. The natural thing is for me to drink alcoholically and do drugs alcoholically. That's the natural thing to do. To stay sober, that is unordinary. That is the hard thing to do. But it's really not that hard when I give myself over. I turn my will and my life over to the care of God, and I've been doing it a little bit. I've been doing it probably 75% lately. If I'm being honest, and that's okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at. Oh, but we move on. We pick ourselves up and we move on to the next day, the next hour, the next minute, the next second. We keep going. Everything's all right. What do I have? What can I be grateful for? The dog that lives below me now that barks a lot. He's a cute dog, but he does bark a lot. But it's not as bad as it could be. Sometimes he barks when I don't want him to bark, but that's a dog. He's just letting you know, hey, he's left alone a lot and he barks a lot. And that's okay. He's just, he's speaking his mind. He's like, hey, 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 hey. It's kind of what he's doing. And then my neighbor got a puppy. She's fostering. And it's also barking a lot, as a puppy does when it's left alone. Because puppies are scared. They don't want to be left alone. They need attention. But hey, these are the cards I'm dealt. These are cards I dealt, and I have been dealt. And are there any up my sleeves? I don't know. I hope not. I hope there's no cards up my sleeves. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to lie. I don't want to be dishonest in my life anymore. I don't want to do that. And maybe I've been a little dishonest lately, or maybe not, maybe not. I don't think I have. No, I'm not being dishonest about anything, because there's no rules or stipulations on anything in my life right now, except for what I need to do. I don't know. But because that is the being dishonest, that's a quick road. Dishonest, lying, cheating, et cetera, et cetera. That's a quick road to the bottle to me, and white powdered substances. That's a quick road to that. And I don't want to be there. I don't want to do that in my life. I don't want to be in a place where I feel like I have to do that. I'm not. So, we've done it. We did a whole episode that was kind of boring. But you know, sometimes I need to talk it out. So you guys, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I'm working through it. I'm still figuring out this podcasting thing, honestly. I'm still figuring it out. I am Taylor Neely Show and Sober Boys. They are in their infancy of what they could become. And Sober Boys, who knows if it will continue, if and when I move to Austin, who knows? There's a whole, I don't know. There's exciting things on the horizon. Questions are in the air. Things are happening that uncertainty is abound. And that's all that can be exciting. It's scary, but it can also be exciting if I let it be. And I am excited. I am excited for what the future holds. 2024 is going to be a year of new things. And I can only take it one day at a time. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is take it one day at a time. So thank you guys once again. I appreciate it. I hope you're still enjoying this. I'm going to keep doing it. So, hasta la vista, baby.